Hello, everyone. Pixel, how are you? PK's on the server.
OSKK.
Woby, how are you? You're lurking again? That's not a problem. Haven't heard from Luna yet.
Thank you.
Trying to give you enough time to actually get on the server. Almost awake, woke up in time to see Luna stream and say, okay, bye. Oh, yeah.
That does happen.
Yep. I laid down for a quick nap and woke up at 4 o'clock. I'm still a little bit groggy.
And we didn't even food coma you.
I know, I did that to myself with that chicken. It was terrible, but I wasn't gonna let it go to waste.
Yeah, it was what you had.
Yeah. Yeah, I ordered chicken from a crispy, crunchy chicken. Looked like it was a new place. I was hoping it was going to be one of the small fast food restaurant type things. Ended up being a hot box in a convenience store. You can imagine how delighted I was with that.
You're looking at the right hombre, partner.
Well, yeah, then. Just buy the chicken nuggets from Costco. I forgot the name of the company, but they're always really good.
Chicken's always so iffy, yeah.
Because they're actually really good, consistently good.
Costco's always really reliable, though.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would go with that over something else, because fast food chicken is just kind of, there's like one or two places that I will maintain as a go-to, but everything else is just kind of.
Yeah, and it's like, because like
mileage varies.
Yeah, like.
Well, I even like Costco's roasted chicken, the strips. The unbreaded stuff, because we used to get a their chicken Alfredo, and that's just roasted chicken that's been sliced and thrown in.
Yeah, I love their whole chicken.
Jerry loved their whole chicken. Their rotisserie chicken.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are great for building recipes upon.
Yep.
I generally don't go to Costco for them because, you know, the market around the corner does a pretty respectable one.
Yeah, like I used to get the Costco chicken all the time, but in Texas they were having some issues with their provider, and the chickens were kind of like it was getting kind of hit or miss. So it's kind of like after like the fourth batch chicken guy, like you're kind of like, I'm gonna stop. And also,
yeah.
the salt content went up for us a lot. You're like, oh my gosh, this is so salty. So we have not had a chicken from Costco fresh off the rotisserie for like about 10 years now. So trying to get back into that is kind of like, should we try it again?
Yeah, see, and I live one across the street, and I still don't generally get them just because I
Hmm.
don't think about it. When I think about it, I'm usually already at like Winco or someplace. It's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, just grab it while I'm there.
You know what I'm saying?
Us
Yeah, it's kind of
graveyard
like
folks don't mix well with day shift folks. Yeah, I can relate to that, Wobie. Chicken is heaven's food. Sorry, your opinion. Yeah, I can debate that.
there's always dark meat.
Yeah. I do like the dark meat of chicken.
Hmm.
And I'm with Woby. You know, tandoori chicken
Oh.
is second only to butter chicken. Just saying.
Mm.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like chicken's so versatile. Like I'm kind of tired of chicken. Oh, throw in some marinara sauce on it. Okay.
Absolutely, back in the game.
I like the taste of chicken. I love dark meat chicken. I just can't do white meat.
Yeah. White meat's kind of like super hard to get this right. Sometimes you can get it, sometimes you just sigh and just like give up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that hit and miss part.
Yeah, same with
Yeah.
salmon. The salmon that Bent had at Anthony's. No, it wasn't Anthony's. What was the other?
Arnie's.
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 Was
Oh my
actually
God.
rather amazing.
And I don't do salmon, guys. I know it's sacrilegious. I live in Washington, but I'm not a great salmon fan. But this was a beautifully done piece of fish.
Mm-hmm.
Truly
And the
lovely
thing
piece
that
of fish.
and the thing that is, a big deal about salmon is lots of places overcook it, and it gets tough. It's hard.
I think
And
it's
your variety as well.
I think it's variety more than anything.
That's part of it, but
Part of it.
but it is easy to overcook. It is something that, if you're grilling it, you really want to take it off the grill at like medium rare and let it rest, and it will finish cooking.
You're
Because
happiest
otherwise,
with veggies and chicken. Yeah. I've known other
Otherwise,
people like
it's gonna
that
be
too.
overdone.
Otherwise.
It's going to be overdone.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jerry would fix his salmon the same way every time. And about 50% of the time I could eat it. And we're talking timing, method of cooking, everything is exactly the same. Temperature.
Yeah.
And
Well, and some of it has to do with how cold the water has been and what variety of salmon it is.
well, and that's why I was saying I think it's more variety. At least for me, it's more variety than cooking.
Yeah, very well could be. I know I like silver salmon over most other red salmons.
I need to find a salmon that I like because the last two times I've salmon, I've been feeling underneath the weather.
Mm.
So less than impressed.
Yeah, so I'm like, but my mom and sister are fine. But I was like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
You live in Oregon, so don't do seafood at all. Oh, come on. You can get it shipped in fresh, frozen, anytime. I'm sure it's no more than about a week old. Maybe 2.
Oh, don't scare the young person.
Well, we're talking Oregon.
Well, but is it, Oregon Coast
No,
or
but-
Central Oregon?
What does it say?
Matters.
Don't know, sheep, Tillamook or Sheebrish or whatever the name of that city is. It might only take a week.
Mm-hmm.
They're inward a bit.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. Just a little mushy.
Oh, Astoria is a beautiful place.
Astoria is lovely.
Yes, Astoria is very lovely.
And that's next state down from us.
It is.
Oh, yeah. That's what I hated about San Francisco. I'm having trouble
One of the
reading.
places that I lived that had pretty universally astounding seafood was Albuquerque.
Erster, welcome. San Francisco, the only good seafood was soft shell crab.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that was the other problem with San Francisco, is all the tourists that were there.
Excellent. Don't forget, stock up on ammo before you leave.
Yes, the punchline! This isn't funny.
The mercenary found the trailer with all the crawlers in it.
Are they having fun?
You were a tourist there in the 80s or 90s. Had to buy a sweatshirt on the street. It was cold and misty. Yep. Yep,
Pretty common in
that's
Seattle too.
I was gonna say, you'd probably have to do that here as well.
What
I
was that
didn't notice it
famous-
as much in Seattle.
Was that famous quote from Mark Twain? The coldest winter I spent was in summer in San Francisco.
Yep.
Oh,
Something
let
along
me
that
tell you,
line.
actually, the coldest winter of my life was
Oh.
July.
Albuquerque?
No, July at Fort Huachuca.
Oh yeah, Fort Huachuca would be very cold.
Because it's 103 during the day and it goes down to 40 at night.
That's a little nippy.
That I can deal with. San Francisco stays cold. There may be some temperature change between day and night, but it just stays cold.
Yeah, you get
Because
that
you get the
breeze
wind
too
off the... Yeah.
yeah.
Also, the humidity level is kind of high, so you
Mhm.
get that damp cold.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
you get fog every night.
yeah,
Or almost every
and,
night.
and like my mom, when she was living in San Francisco, she said her arthritis was so bad, and she thought that this is her rest of her life until she moved out of San Francisco and
Yep.
realized, oh wait, I don't have a problem. It's just weather related.
This was something I was thinking. I was gonna have a bit of a time with the heat when we were in the Philippines, and discovered that it was a different kind of heat, and I actually had a better time than I expected, both sleeping, walking, breathing. It was it's just different types of even within temperature climes
Mm-hmm.
that are just fabulous,
Mm-hmm.
bizarre, fabulous.
Well, and one of the things that Seattle and San Francisco are kind of well known for are the microclimates.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Boy,
absolutely.
boy, do we have them.
Uh-huh.
We have T-shirts that say "Don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes."
Or
It'll
move
change.
100 feet to the west.
Yeah.
I know in like before like 2000s, Texas was kind of like, don't like the weather, just wait a minute, it'll change on you.
Oh, that was also something that when I was teaching ground school in New Mexico and Arizona, my flight school students, it's like, if it's ugly, sit down, have a cuppa,
Mm.
You look like
it'll
you've seen
change.
some action since the last time you were
Mm-hmm.
here.
Well, Pixel, the thing that surprised me the most about Seattle makes San Francisco seem flat.
Oh, baby.
Yes.
I mean, there are so many more hills here than in San Francisco.
That was
Yeah,
actually
but-
Lathios's principal complaint
Mm.
about Last of Us, the series,
Uh-huh.
was that last 4 episodes were allegedly
There's
in
always
Seattle,
tomorrow.
and
For
it
young,
was
dangerous
flat,
things.
flat, flat. And it's like,
Uh-oh.
guys, have you ever actually been to Seattle?
Well, Annie has. Luna has.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but the people writing Last of Us.
Yeah, no,
No,
they
no,
haven't.
really not. They should have like, maybe we should look at some images of Seattle before we act like this place is in Seattle.
Yeah.
Because
Amongst a
Ooh.
few other things, I understand.
Google's only like a one click
Okay.
away. Google Maps, Google Street View, like.
Now, San Francisco does have some famous hills,
It
Oh
does.
yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's only like 2 or 3 famous hills.
Yeah, it's not every block.
Yeah, Seattle, it seems like it's every block is like that, especially when you start getting down toward
Yeah,
downtown.
the lower end of downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
en route
Yeah,
to
like-
Remington. Yes, you tended to go through Seattle. Uh-huh. That's true, Pixel. That's very true. Well, being a Texan and moving to San Francisco, it was there were hills everywhere. Although Austin wasn't too bad. Austin did have a few
Rolling
hills.
Hills.
Yeah. Yeah. Austin was like the only place I knew in Texas that was kind of hilly that I went to
Mhm.
all the time. And like, so Austin, then San Francisco, then there's Seattle, Washington. Like, wow, that's places like every turn a hill. Like, how is this possible?
Oh, and
I'd go in
there are-
guns blazing. That way you
at, at beginning of university session time, go downtown and there will be many smell of burning clutch.
Hey, yep.
It's like, is there interesting places to drive around? Because
Every place here is an interesting place to drive. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's one of the things about Seattle is you've got the mountains around, and it's just beautiful up here. You've got the tall trees even inside the city.
Everywhere you turn, there's something to look
Yeah,
at.
the city is just so green.
Yeah, we need you to come back, Annie.
Yeah, like I just love seeing the different floral
Mm-hmm.
in that area. It's kind of like, it's like almost the same climate, but just slightly further up north and slightly different, like,
Mm-hmm.
because we have a lot of citrus trees,
Oh,
very little evergreens.
when you come back, we'll take you out to the peninsula.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
And seeing those tall trees everywhere is like, wow.
Well, yeah. In my front yard.
I wouldn't mind
My-
doing something like that again. I just don't know that I want to do PAX West again.
Well, this is something actually that Bent and Sparks and I both were talking about independently of the three of us, is that because now we've done PAX, even if you did it around PAX, we'd only need to do a day, because the next time they came out, we've had the PAX experience.
Just don't take
You know,
visitors to the Tacoma
we-
Narrows Bridge.
Yeah, there
Oh.
is there is that. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now we need to do an experience where we can actually have time together.
Yeah.
Maybe do a day at an event.
Mhm.
But it's less about the event now and more about, okay, we can focus on the bonding part.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that this year. Just do a one-day pass at PAX West.
Yeah, let's think about next year.
Yeah, well, next year works too.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because the rest of us we're tied up in August, September, and October that
Yeah.
finances are just gonna be
I
choked.
forget what a social butterfly you are.
I know.
Kirby is very popular.
I know.
Yes, I'm gonna bike across part of Victoria, BC in
Ooh,
October.
nice.
I know. I'm taking a city
I
tour.
think
It's gonna be
Kike
so
wants
cool.
some help.
Where
Oh,
is?
cool.
Art show?
Yeah, I need to. Let's actually get in the get a party invite.
Oh,
Get on.
let's see. Where is the skike?
I don't know. Can I get
Yeah,
a party invite?
I'm quite a ways away. So
Okay, where's CK? I think I'm the closest one.
Tacoma. Now, I don't know that I'm familiar with the Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
You're not. We don't go down that far very often.
we actually have a new one, the famous one that
Galloped.
yeah, harmonic resonance.
Oh,
It is studied in engineering school as what not to do in terms of harmonic resonance.
Absolutely. Go watch the videos, guys. I know. I need pixel time too.
Yeah.
Can I get a party invite, please?
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, why don't we plan that for next year then? That way people have
Yeah,
time.
we got a whole year to work
Yeah.
on it. Not so
Yeah.
seat of our pants as it was last year.
Yep.
Thank
And
you.
And also,
Pixel could even drag Tuck along if he can get away.
yeah.
Of course, they'd need a completely separate B&B.
That can
Yeah,
be
well,
arranged.
we can arrange that.
Okay, we going out to get Skike?
I am. I just a little bit in my bag.
Or
I'm doing
we-
landscaping then.
How is my pockets looking?
Quit chewing on my freaking.
I have empty
Yes.
pockets as well. I can go with you if you want.
Actually, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge isn't that bad.
Well,
I have
there's
more
not
problems
now.
with the Bay Bridge.
there's a new one now.
Mhm.
That's it's not Galloping Gertie anymore.
Yeah,
Oh.
they were making a reference to a very old bridge that no longer exists for
Yeah.
a very good reason.
It's just,
For-
Yeah, Google Galloping Gertie, then we'll talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
is that the one that got hit by the wind and it started shaking stuff apart?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the one.
Yep. It was
In the
just
most
so,
spectacular way.
it's just seeing it just start off a little sway and is escalating. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, that's a thing.
Dynamic.
Impressive.
Dynamic stability is a thing.
Yep.
Spent
You want
50
to ride
years
with
there.
me or?
I got me. Wait, where? I'm at base. Where are you?
Yeah,
Where are
I
you
can
at?
come. I'm coming back.
Okay.
The bridge spontaneously became a submarine. Well, and that was close after the opening of the bridge, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
There was also a section of the I-90 bridge that did a similar thing, although that one wasn't wind related.
Mm-hmm.
But the I-90 bridge and the 520 bridge are floating bridges because Lake Washington is like 700 feet deep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I love your extra seats. Those are so cool.
I know. Classic
I
lawn
know,
chair.
chairs. Yep.
Chairs. I can't believe that's like, oh,
That's
exceeding. What's this mean? What does this do? Oh my. No, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Just.
Have you not seen the seat mod on a semi? I had not until just this second. Oh my god, they are the bog standard white plastic lawn chairs.
Yep.
Love it. Love it.
So ridiculous.
I've seen those. I didn't realize they were craftable.
Yeah, that's the extra seat mod.
Okay. Ooh, is it Red Mesa?
Yeah, be careful. I guess there's mines everywhere when we get there.
Yeah.
And yes, look at there. There are mines everywhere.
Is that the Red Mesa?
It
Yeah.
looks like it.
Ah.
Or Army Base number whatever.
And that's Red Mesa.
Oh boy. Come back down. Okay, that happened.
That happened. Wow.
Yeah.
It fell from the sky.
Yeah, it about where did I put my fox down? It just jumps into the air, then lands on the ground. I'm like, game? Can't mean that?
Hmm.
Yes, it's a thing.
It is a thing. Bob's hair is green.
Which Bob?
Baker Bob. With a baseball bat.
Well, because, you've got...
I've got a consortium of Bobs.
Yes, you do.
Many Bobs.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob the 4th and the 5th are very, very active Bobs today.
A bushel of Bobs.
Bushel Bobs. Yes.
Okay, so creepy. It looks like CK is down below.
Okay.
He may be at the loot room.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to even get there.
In the right here. I can't remember the oh wait. Wait. I'm trying to think how I get down there. Fast way.
Drill a hole?
No, he's not in the loot room yet. Because he's still like below us.
And I'm hearing things. I'm hearing Sparkies.
Yep. I think he just walked in here. Come on, Bob. Move forward.
Bob, come on.
Thank you, Bob.
Oh, I think Skike got the Sparky.
Is CK up
On
here?
here. Nope, it's not in there.
Oh yeah, CK's right below us. See his marker.
Okay, so how do we get down there, or are we just drilling a hole in the floor?
I think it's right. Let's go through progression, and
Well,
hopefully
that's just it. I don't know where the progression is.
This way. I think I remember.
Oh god, I didn't even see that door.
Okay,
That
so
snake it bit me.
then we go this way. I think this is the right way.
It's
Then we
looking
go
good. Yeah,
this
this,
way.
I remember this part.
You work our way around.
Texting us was through here.
Then this will fall. Oh, hoo.
Ooh, spicy, spicy.
Then you go
Fall
down this
down, go
little
boom.
ladder, and then another ladder?
Well, we're going down. That's what the objective is.
Yeah. Okay. And now we're on the same same level as CK now.
I just gotta find him. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I went the wrong way.
Here you go. Yep, there you go. Now you're going the right way.
Ooh, nope.
Yep, this way.
Oh,
There
through
we
the
go.
door. Oh, there we go.
Thing. Trying to find his marker. Not this way, I don't think. Oh, here we are.
Bob?
Here we are.
Bob, I'm gonna put you in my pocket.
Ah. Go all the way.
Okay. Starting 7 days up for the first time in a year to see how your GPU handles it. Fingers crossed. Old girl. That the old girl holds out.
Ah, she's got this.
Wait. How
Yeah,
does he
one
get...
way to find out. That's the truth, Hardshell. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Push the go button.
Okay, now I remember. Now I remember. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so go this from here, then up the stairs are here, down to the pipe this way, swim over.
Oh, right. That little pipe.
Yep, with the
Oh,
water.
yeah.
Attach the, oh gosh,
Yep,
attach onto the ladder.
put your left foot in. Put your right foot in. Do a little dance and shake it all about.
Oh, God. I remember getting up that ladder was like...
Uphill.
There we go.
But it's the pelvic thrust.
Yep.
that really drives them
Shake it all
insane.
about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you have this tiny little pipe here and walk through this little...
My progression in this thing is just like insane.
Yep,
There
and...
we go. And yay! He's kicking!
And now we go through this right here. Go into the elevator. Boop. Climb down here. Go this way.
Yeah, I've got a 4080 in this computer, and it does okay with 7 days to die. I still get lag spikes, and I get lag around the base.
Oh, the base is a done deal for me at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have to
Spread things out more.
trying to think. I might have to finagle the power situation.
Oh, is that what's causing it?
I think my part of it. I think I know that when I turn on the generators on, the FPS kind of dropped a bit. So
Single digits for me when I'm in the house proper.
yeah,
Well, at least they have 2.0 coming out with all the weather changes.
Oh, I know that can't cause any problems at all.
Exactly.
what could go
'Cause,
wrong?
You know, that storm's brewing.
Also, are they supposed to be like, do monsters too?
I don't know. I just saw the splash screen. I didn't actually read about it. I don't know.
Actually, I had a 1080 for a really long time. That ran really well. I wouldn't get any of the 60 series. The 70s and 80s seem to be much better.
Do you miss a button or something?
Maybe. I didn't see it though.
Yeah.
Your 1050 gave out with the launch of Back for Blood. Oh.
Oh, this way. Right behind here. Oops. Wait. No, that's not right. Is that right?
Oh, but I want that machine. Or not. Maybe it is. No, we've been here. But that's the barrack.
Okay. Oh no, we lost progression.
Well, we came in this way. We can actually backtrack.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's go. Huh.
We go back up the stairs?
Oh. Hello, zombies.
Uh-oh, she found him. Question is where? Oh, another hole? Did you go through the other hole in the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, oh look, a laundry room.
Ah, you went through that hole in the wall.
Yep.
Hmm. Confusion.
And then I got smacked by a zombie. So, we went down. We go this way. We have option to go right.
Did we come in this way?
Yeah, like we came through that hallway right there. That's where the elevator is. And there's a... Huh. I is confused.
Well, there's a long... Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, there you are.
Yeah, so that's how we get in.
Oh, right, yeah, this is the room that we got lost from.
And of course, he was screaming upstairs.
Okay, this doesn't go anywhere.
Nope.
Sounds like she's going, oh yeah.
Ah.
Missed it.
Haha. Okay, yep. The walkway up here on top of the.
I
Where's
wondered if
CK?
it was on that
Yeah.
HVAC.
Yeah.
All right, now if I
And
can
wait.
get back up there.
Where's CK?
Hmm.
CK is. Oh. Oh. Hey, CK.
Obviously with you.
Yep. I found him. He found me.
It's all good.
Good cookies too. All right, let's see if I can get up there.
Wait a minute. Is this?
Dang it.
This was back to the very beginning.
Ah, I made it up. Yep, that's the pool table.
Mhm.
Really loud right here. She must
Yep.
be right above us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, up these
Which
stairs
way?
here. Up the stairs.
Up the stairs.
I think this is our progression. Oh boy.
Found it.
Oh no, crawlers.
Yeah. Yeah, they're my nemesis. I've died to crawlers several times because I couldn't figure out where I was getting hit from.
I want to know how to make these computers. I mean, I get the shapes, but not the details. These are so cool.
I think you can craft the computers, I think. Lady, go away. We're busy.
Ah, found the button.
Oh yeah, don't go in there yet.
Oh no, I don't plan to. Just saying. Oh, hello. Found the button. Wanted to make sure the map was
Baroness,
clear.
how are you? Today's Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, since yesterday was day off, one would hope.
I was being sarcastic since I'm not working.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, take care of. Oh, oh.
You get the clear?
I'm trying to find the screamers.
hear it.
Exactly, Baroness. Those were some uncomfortable noises coming from your GPU in the cities. Yeah. What was that?
I don't know.
Hmm?
I heard a pop.
I did
Mhm,
too.
So did. Yep. So did I.
Oh, sorry about that.
Ah, okay, so it was you.
Yes.
Well, it could have been me because I'm still readjusting my soundscapes, but you know, I thought I had everything kind of controlled. Oops. Sorry, Annie, I did not mean to shoot a hole in your door.
My paint job.
It's still a cream puff in our eyes. Uh-huh. Speaking of which, there's still a bakery that I need to get to at some point.
Caribia, you dropped off a Billy in my storage.
A what?
There's a Billy. Is that your Billy?
There's a Billy in your storage? How did that happen? I shouldn't have been able to do that. Yeah, that might have been my Billy.
It may have teleported.
Like, you're not supposed to be in the storage here. You're not supposed to leave people's bags.
Yeah. Alright, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in.
What was the name of that bakery?
Well, I'm gonna
Beard
go wander
something.
off and kill things.
Okay.
Or mine. Because I think we still need some mining stuff.
Beard
Do you
Papas.
Which?
Yes.
Beard? Oh, excuse me. Beard Papas.
I'm not familiar with this bakery.
They are a pas de choux house. They do eclairs and cream puffs
Mm-hmm.
and
It looks tasty.
things made of pas de choux.
Because I love eclairs
Mm-hmm.
and things made with eclair dough.
Alright, are we still looking for, like, shale, coal, blah, blah?
Everything looked decent when I was last at the base.
Okay, cool. Then I think I know what I'm gonna do. Maybe. Maybe. Oh man, I need to go and eat and take pills and all sorts of stuff. I'm a hurtin' tune.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bakery in San Francisco that I really liked. And I don't remember even what it was. Or what they were calling it, but it was basically a eclair puff pastry. It was empty inside, but it was a salt and pepper exterior.
Mm-hmm.
That was just amazing.
Used to be able to get things like that at 85 degrees. They have cut back on a great deal of their variety post-COVID. I imagine they will bring it back eventually, but as long as they're pre-packing everything back in the kitchen, they're doing fewer varieties every day.
We need to try Red Ribbon down at South Center and see what they've got.
I'd be up for it.
I haven't been down there for a month of Sundays, so.
Exactly.
I've got Sunday off.
We have a hot date on Sunday.
Oh, that's right. 40th anniversary of Ran.
Yep.
I'm not sure people in chat have ever seen Ran. Chat, have y'all seen Ran?
I imagine
Throw 'em
lots
a
of
link.
them have not.
It's a beautiful movie.
It is one of the most visually luscious films ever made.
Is that the one where even the wheat stalks they painted gold?
Yep.
Yep. It's mainly black and white, isn't it?
Oh no.
It's full color.
Oh,
You're
no.
you're probably thinking of Rashomon, which is black and white.
That's true. I saw all of them the first time around the same time, so I tend to mush them all together.
Mm-hmm. As happens.
Mm-hmm. I think I was also collecting the Criterion movies at the time. And I got it just as it was released the first time on Criterion.
I take it that's a platform or a distribution?
Restoration and distribution. It's a curated collection of restored movies.
Mm.
And they do an amazing job on them.
Nice.
The first time I saw M was a Criterion collection as well. Where they went back and restored it, restored all the sound and video and added a bunch of commentary. Like I said, they just do an amazing job on their stuff.
Cool.
They're expensive because they do add a lot to the movies.
Network TV was that way too. Great loss to the industry when they went out of business last year.
Mm. Yeah, if you ever get a chance, just look up Criterion. They do a lot of work with restoring. It's one of the things they're kind of famous for.
Oh, sure. Yeah. They're probably not the only company. I've heard of other companies, just not that particular one.
I think it's one of the bigger ones.
Of that, I would
Yeah.
know.
They're up there with Smithsonian as far as the work that they do.
AFI.
AFI, yep. I have blocks on me. Do not have blocks on. Why don't I have blocks on?
Because it would be really uncomfortable. Now blocks with you. That's another
Mr. Sway,
No.
welcome back. How are you
Hey,
doing?
Sway.
Thank you for the raid. Didn't they just release Wes Anderson collection? Probably. That's the type of movie they would do. But they did a lot of the old Japanese and movies like that. So Rashomon, Ran, and a couple of other movies. I think Seventh Samurai, something like that.
Also Kurosawa. Yeah.
Yep, and Antarctica.
Which I had never heard of until I started buying Criterion movies. Psycho Driver, welcome. Got pizza
Yeah, they
waiting
are
for you, so you're gonna switch to phone and eat. Okay, that's not a problem, Sway. What kind of pizza? You have to tell us that first, though.
Welcome to the Nut Hut. Now you can nut check your friends.
Hi, PCM. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. That's for 48 months. Wow.
Pipe.
That's like over a year. It's actually 4 years. Well, still over a year.
3.5. Yeah.
Top minutes.
Yes, they are releasing the Wes Anderson collection. And while the name doesn't sound familiar, some of their logo and their stamping does. So I may have seen them, not realized it was a company. Excuse me. Breadth of films.
Parmesan cheese stuffed crust with on a plain cheese pizza. Wow, that does sound good. I want cauliflower crust pizza. I don't even know if they make that.
But Tags doesn't
Define
do
which they.
Any pizza joint. I know
there's several.
Pagliacci's does a cauliflower pizza, but I don't remember the crust being cauliflower. Just the toppings.
Yes, you need to define when you say cauliflower pizza, most people think crust.
Yeah, I'm talking about both crust and toppings.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Or toppings.
Right, you need to be a little more specific. I think
haven't had
Pags.
cauliflower in a while, so I'm getting that craving.
I think Pags might, but I don't know about a lot of others. You might try Spiros up the street.
Well, I'm thinking if I get a gluten-free pizza, I might be able to get the cauliflower crust. Because I don't even know of anyone that sells a cauliflower crust pizza.
Pags does. That's what I'm saying, but I don't know about.
Oh, they do. I thought it was just
they
topping.
do.
Oh, okay.
No, they have a cauliflower crust.
Okay.
I don't know if Romeo's gluten-free is cauliflower or something else.
Where?
Romeo's.
No, I think they use a pre-made rice-based. And I don't know about Spiros. Like I say, you'd have to call them ask Spiros because I really do believe they're under new management. I haven't seen
That's
our
Rocky's,
guy for like
Rocky
a
Southpaw. Welcome. I think that's Rocky Southpaw.
Softpaw.
Rocky's Roski's
Softpaw.
Paws.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
Yeah, that is.
Love the emotes.
GPU market is really full of high-end cards. Actually, the 3080 is still a really good card if you can find one hard shell. That's basically what the 5060 is. A repackaged 3060. It's 3 a.m. Well, go to bed. You're gonna cry, this is awesome? What's awesome? Can't be talking about me.
Oh, I don't know.
Doesn't it looks like I look like your grandpa? Ah.
Make it out warm and fuzzy.
Oh, Roxy does your emotes. Nice. I still rely on Mascot Hero for emotes. Which reminds me, I really need to get those emotes up. I really appreciate that, Psycho Driver. I don't take any offense whatsoever. I appreciate that. I've run across people like that before as well. Where they remind me so much of someone else. Looking to see what prices were. Save up for on after this month. Looking more at lower end stuff. Like 20 series. So something like that works for you. I would still look up at 3060. Those are supposed to be the economy cards. The 60 series.
But if the price break is marginal, definitely jump on a 3080.
Well, the 80s are the high end. Those are the performance, high performance card.
There's different models in the 80 series.
Uh-huh.
You might get lucky and get a, like, say if the price break is marginal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I've seen them, within $100 of one another. Possibly less than 50.
Well, even the 2060 seemed to have been a good card.
Oh yeah, no,
So you've got some
my 2060.
Yeah, you've got some good options there. 1080 is a rock solid card. Especially if you can get a 1080 Ti.
I was just gonna say, TIs are nice no matter how you slice them.
Mm-hmm. All that to say, you've got options. You've got some good options.
Would we steer you wrong? Much.
Exactly. Yeah, not much. Well, it depends on what it is, too. Graphics cards, I try not to steer people wrong. Anything else is fair game.
Exactly. No, anything else isn't fair game. Anything else is entertainment. Chad is there to entertain you.
Exactly.
Just saying.
That's what I pay them for.
Exactly. Gotta earn those nuts.
This is making me want to go back and play Fallout 4.
Okay.
I like sniping in Fallout 4.
Oh, yes. I agreed.
Really? Yep. Did y'all see the video that I posted to Public Links? The Adagio from The Voice?
Yes. Wow.
She had an amazing voice. She actually
You really
won.
did. Beautiful control too.
Yeah, she won The Voice Australia.
That surprised me.
Now, just because I know a little bit about graphics cards and capture cards doesn't mean I know everything. But if nothing else, I can point you in the right direction. I have been having a lot of success with a next capture card. I don't remember if it was cheap or not, but it's been very reliable. No lag. Mainly gonna use it to stream? Yeah. Well, that's what I'm using right now. That's what my game is, streaming through. Is the next capture card. Give me a second and I'll give you a link to the one that I've got. I've had bad luck with Elgato.
Hi, bye, Caribbean.
Hi, bye.
Oh.
Just
And he
drove
was
past.
doing a flyby.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And actually, I'm getting nailed with the gosh. I spent the day at the doctor, and I am flat wiped out. Standing there.
Well, especially since you didn't actually go home after that.
Right. Well, standing there and found my eyes starting to close.
Yeah.
So I am gonna knock off for the night, and
Yep.
I will ping y'all in the morning.
All right.
Or we
See if we
do.
want to get
Okay.
See if we want to get breakfast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, all. Good night, chat, or good morning, or good
Mhm.
whatever time zone you're in.
Have a good
Good
night.
Well,
If you replace a space, like you or out something, if you replace that space that had ore in it with like topsoil or something, does it replace the ore?
no.
Good. Okay. So I want to backfill something. But I want the ore out of that spot first. I am a greedy little person.
Oh, I just started mining. Hey, Harley.
Why? Why now?
Girl.
Because you just started mining, of course.
Oh, she's down there. Whoopsies, I fell down. I was like, homegirl, there's a ladder right here. Oh wait, it's 2 blocks up. Never mind. She can't jump, clearly.
Well, yeah, the proverbial adage about white girls can't jump. Just ask me how I know.
Well, you don't need to jump. You can just reach up and
Well, okay, there is that. That's how I ended up in the girls' basketball team in the first place. But
it's like, if I must do this, reach up, dunk.
Yeah, principal told me my grade was dependent on it. I went away, came back one summer, and principal went, "Oh yeah, here's your uniform." But I don't want to play basketball. I don't care. You don't have a choice. Until they discovered that I really couldn't just do nothing but trip over my feet. Volleyball, on the other hand, bring it.
Yeah, I can see you playing volleyball way better than like basketball.
Oh yeah, I got scouted for one of the universities in Oregon. They didn't realize that I was still just a 6th grader. They thought I was like a TA or something. And I'm like, I'd have to ask my mom. They said, contact us when you get into high school.
Welcome to the Nut Hut. Now you can nut check your friends.
Welcome back. And thank you for the resub. I really do appreciate those. Getting some odd lag.
Wasn't me.
Yep, you can't prove it.
Oh, there they are. Well, I'm getting delayed clicks and mouse buttons. I tried jumping off the stairs, didn't do anything the first time. It did the second time, and I ended up jumping off the building, so I actually bounced twice.
Interesting.
Yeah. One of these days, get into voice chat again. I'd appreciate it, Hard Shell. And that was 23 months? Isn't that? Not bad at all. Anyone want the loot room here?
No, thank you.
Here.
Excuse me.
I still don't have a clear that way. But it's a vulture. lot of mercenaries out over here. Here we go. Okay. Look at how big these nuts are. I tell that to people all the time. Magna, how are you? Well, you've seen my nuts, haven't you, Magna? I do like showing off my nuts. And I do have big nuts.
I don't know. Pixel's nutsack looks pretty impressive.
True. Okay, since no one else wants it, let's go get the loot.
Well, I have a wild hair and I'm exploring it.
Hmm.
I'm mining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it entails mining as well. Does that count? But it's gonna have a wild hair along with mining.
I'm not gonna say anything about mining here.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes.
How was you?
I'm good.
It's been a really off day.
They happen.
Trying to finagle voice meter is fun. Wow. Trying to figure out dinner and TGIF. Day's been good. Well, except for the dinner that I chose. I was in the mood for chicken strips, so I found a new to me place. Ordered from them. It was awful. Come to find out, it is a hot box in a convenience store.
Oh.
Yeah. It ended up being really bad. I mean, I got Mashed potatoes and biscuits. I realize those are fairly easy to screw up, but the mashed potatoes and biscuits weren't even that good. Tuck said I should see them in person. My nuts should be seen in person.
Well, yeah.
We're slowly corrupting them, Pixel. We're slowly corrupting them. Okay. Good. Hold a second, right? Be this way. That's it.
I'm not gonna play tonight.
Mm-hmm.
There's another group that I'm a part of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a community night, so
Oh, we'll have fun.
yeah. Thanks. I will. And I'm probably not gonna play that long because, like I said, today was so bad,
Mm.
and I'm starting to now question, what am I going to have for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably gonna be oatmeal, if I'm being quite
Yep,
honest.
food will usually help with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oatmeal's good on the tummy.
it is.
Yes. Especially when it's with honey. Yep.
Okay.
A new combination, oatmeal and honey. I know.
That could work. No,
it-
actually, that could work.
It could,
That's-
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a
It
good
really
flavor
does.
profile. Yeah.
It is a good profile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
I really love it, so.
Yeah. You know, I put honey in my yogurt, so I'm inclined to try honey in my oatmeal.
Yeah.
Honey and oatmeal
so
actually is good. I've had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is. And you know how I tried it first? I tried it with honey and oatmeal and brown sugar,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really good. Now I'm taking the brown sugar, dark brown sugar out of it and just doing honey instead.
Cool.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's-
Well, like I said, it's a good way to do it. Honey
Mhm.
and oatmeal goes really well together.
Yep. That's how
Yeah.
I have
think
it.
it
like-
would.
It
yeah.
sure does. I mean, when I made the cranberry applesauce muffins, I added honey and oats in the mix, and it was pretty good as well.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
I have had cranberry oatmeal cookies before. Don't know where, don't know how, but I have had them before.
yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the less sweet cookies.
Yeah. Wow. My dad got me some Dutch chocolate ice cream today.
He was so innocent until this channel. Well, exactly.
There's no such thing. As
Because
innocence,
no one-
especially after you come to this channel.
Yeah, no one compares in innocence than I do. So once they realize how innocent I am, they start realizing just how uninnocent they are.
Sure.
Here, we'll go with that.
Okay. Where are we spent?
He retired early tonight.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah,
always be
I
invited, Hard
understand
Shell.
that. Thank you. I will definitely be watching, and oatmeal and honey.
Right. Enjoy your night then, my
Mhm.
dear.
I surely will.
All right.
So butter, honey, sugar, brown sugar, and honey oatmeal cooked in milk. Yep.
It'd work. That'd be really great too with like steel cut oats.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I prefer his roll oats. Hey,
I prefer rolled oats, but I've had some really good steel cut
Yep.
From time to time. But generally speaking, rolled oats is just fine for me. A little easier to chew.
mm-hmm.
I was gonna say it depends on how much I'm into chewing that day.
Exactly.
How much
'Cause,
work am I willing to expend for this?
Well, too, if you cook steel cut a little longer, too, they're a little softer.
Yeah.
Sparks actually makes a really wicked steel cut.
Is this working? I was honestly wondering. I think I
Yep.
may finally have this hotkey fixed.
Yeah, here.
Hi.
We can hear you.
Hey, finally got it working. For some reason, even the push, I've got a Cloud 3 headset. The push button on it was inverted for some reason. So when the light was telling me that I was able to talk, it wasn't. And then when the light was on saying I should be muted, I wasn't muted.
Oh.
I don't know how Voice Meter did that, but somehow resetting everything did it. Now I finally just got it hotkeyed to my mouse. But yeah, trying to launch the game, it's weird that Cyberpunk seemed to have better performance for me on my card than 7 Days did.
That doesn't surprise me
No,
at all.
that-
This latest
Yeah, I
update,
was gonna say.
yeah, the latest update for 7 Days to Die has been awful as far as performance is concerned.
Yeah, it seems that way. It used to not perform horribly bad for me, at least during the beta period. But man, it seems like this new update just wrecked it.
Yep. And they're gonna probably be making it worse since they're gonna be focusing on weather.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh yeah, go read the new release.
Yeah, the
yeah.
2.0 update. You know, they're doing a streamer weekend for that.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Well, I suppose I should believe it. I mean,
I do not plan on participating.
you haven't participated in what, the last 2 streamer weekends?
No, I have.
You didn't do this last one. I know we didn't do 1.0.
I thought we did.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, well, there was one of them I thought we didn't do for one reason or another.
I had thought about not doing one.
Oh, okay. Then we did it after all.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, that must have been it.
Oh, there was one that we didn't participate in because I was dealing with jury stuff.
That's what it was. I just knew there was one for some reason or another we didn't do. Now that was it. Yeah. Timing was just horrible. Okay, come on. There's got to be.
Y'all are gonna hate me, but Pixel, I even like the instant oatmeal.
Oh, some of those are actually not that bad.
Yeah, some of them are pretty good.
Yeah. And they work in a pinch, for gosh knows.
I prefer oatmeal with just butter, salt, and pepper.
I could get there.
Because I'm not into the sweet oatmeal.
Well, there's a lot of things you can add to oatmeal that aren't sweet.
Yep.
You
Nuts. I do like dried berries in oatmeal. But I don't consider that sweet.
No, that is definitely a savory as far as I'm concerned. I like jam sometimes, but I don't like the traditional jams. I like things like fig or apricot or some of the more that lend a little less sweet and a little more savory, but aren't either or.
Oh, preserves would be amazing in oatmeal.
Yeah, they really are.
I prefer mine a little bit sweeter, but I like some local honey that somebody gave me, putting it in there, and it also seems to help with allergies.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
It-
Actually, one of our. Sorry, go ahead, Tex.
Getting local honey will help you with allergies, especially for local pollens. It exposes you to them and helps a lot.
Yeah, and the trick is to keep it up for 30 days and not have too hot of a food with the honey, because too high of a temperature kind of kills some of the beneficial stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Sell jogging shoes.
Yeah. Bumped into some beekeeper at a expo, and he's like, so if you use this honey, don't have boiling water, please. Just like brew your tea, let it cool down to that scalding, like, then add your honey.
Alright. Good to know.
I'll have to remember that.
Things you learn.
One of the amazing things about having this many connections with people.
I meant to ask. I don't know if it's what is it, a sore subject or whatever, but I haven't seen Paul in stream in a while. Does he just not come by this stream anymore?
Jalapeno?
No, Papa.
Papa. He does pop by every once in a while. Still, he's not here every night.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. He used to be here quite a bit more, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just wondering because I talked to him I talked to him last night actually. He was helping with some computer stuff, and I just realized I hadn't seen him on the stream in a little bit.
No, he still comes by. Usually once or twice a month.
Yeah, his CPU fan was dying. That's what I was figuring out with him.
Oh, okay. Was it the fan itself that was dying, or were there other electronic issues?
No, just the fan wasn't spinning enough to get any air pulling through his CPU cooler.
Okay. Did cleaning it help?
No, and thank you again for last night. I had a little bit left also from that, so I just went ahead and just Amazoned him a new fan for it. That way he can just put it on there and not have to worry about the old fan trying to fight out. And he sent me pictures. It wasn't really dusty or anything. It's just the fan was dying.
Even pet hairs in it can cause the fan to go out. It depends on how they get caught in the bearings.
Yeah, good point there. But I think he said it was an older fan, so it just needed replaced, to be honest. And it was the only fan in the system that was doing it. So once he pops a new fan in there, he should be back to streaming. No big deal.
Yeah, especially since he streams some pretty intensive games.
I made chocolate.
Isn't he doing GT5 right now?
I think so.
Yeah, it seems like the other day it seems like the other day I caught him. He was doing GTA 5.
Is he doing the RP in GTA 5?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Only time you eat oatmeal means it's been mixed into homemade chocolate chip cookies or into Greek yogurt. With mixed berries. Well, one thing I do like, I found a granola, or a couple of granolas that I'll fill up a cup and add hot water, wait about 5 minutes, and eat it like that. Granola actually makes a pretty good oatmeal. Of course, I've got a hot pot, which is a hot water dispenser that can hold up to 5 liters of hot water. So for me, just fill up a cup, add the hot water, and I'm good to go. after it's been sitting for a while. That I'm so glad y'all told me about that hot pot.
I'm glad it's working out for you. The best thing I've ever had on my countertop.
Okay, I'm stuck in someone's hole who didn't cover their buried treasure.
I don't know because I don't know where you are.
Near the
Oh,
base.
if it's a buried treasure, it's not me because I don't do them.
Yeah.
Okay, dig my way out. I've got stuff in my bike.
Need help?
Don't think so. We'll see.
Looks like the hole I ran a four-wheeler into once. Wasn't very fun.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, done that. Yep.
Yeah, I'm a little dramatic. It wasn't that deep, but it sure felt that way.
Especially when you're flying over it and there's nothing under you.
Oh, yeah, in my case,
Uh-huh.
I was going down a driveway, and smart me thought that driving a four-wheeler with no brakes would be perfectly safe because I had a helmet on. Turns out, 14-year-old me wasn't the smartest. The one little thing that I had to slow it down was to downshift and then the shifter lock because it was a piece of crap four-wheeler that my papa got for $150. So I'm going down this, our driveway was steep up there, and all of a sudden I realized that the steering isn't responding very well either, and I've got a choice between a gravel pile and a tree. So I figured I'll hit the gravel pile, it might give a little. Turns out it didn't give, it just acted like a ramp. So I got airborne in this thing.
Oh dear.
And landed in what felt like the biggest mud puddle in the county. And it still had enough gas going that it pulled me all the way out of the mud puddle because the throttle was locked open until I finally managed to get the thing to shut off.
Yeah, that was a learning experience.
Yeah, my older cousin was over with my little sibling, and as she put it, running after me, either he's fine, he's dead, or he's pooped himself.
Or all of the above.
Close. Oh, it was an experience, and Papa wouldn't let anybody ride that four-wheeler after that. He took it apart, and turns out the last person had lied about not wrecking it. It had been wrecked badly. That's why everything was mangled on it. It sat in a garage for like 10 years until eventually he sold it for scrap metal, I think.
Yeah, rebuilding Jeeps was very popular where I lived in Texas. They liked going mudding in them.
Yeah, where Steven lived in Michigan too at the time.
Side-by-sides are popular down here in Kentucky too. Luckily, folks around here finally wear helmets, although I lost 2 kids before they actually decided to start, wearing helmets.
Sometimes even a helmet doesn't really help with the 4x4 or the what are they called? The off-roader, small 4x4 four-wheelers.
Like the little Doonies. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I knew someone that had one. He had a helmet on, but the entire thing turned over on top of him.
Yeah, that's what happened to one of the girls down here. She wasn't wearing her seatbelt, and it fell on top of her in a creek, and they couldn't get it off her in time.
Yep.
The other one, unfortunately, she flipped it and would have been fine if she was wearing a helmet, but she didn't, so the crossbar hit her in the head and landed on her, and that was it.
Yep.
Yes.
They just passed a city ordinance around here that you actually have to have, fully licensing and getting, turn signals and everything on a four-wheeler or a side-by-side if you want to drive them on the highway. my first thought when I saw the post was, why didn't they have that before?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's that critical mass that has to be reached before something's done.
Yeah,
Sad
true.
But true. Sad but true.
Of course, my first thought with Sad But True is Metallica.
Oh yeah, that's a good song. My mother's favorite album was the Symphony of Metallica one, actually.
Mm-hmm. I don't listen to Metallica much anymore because of how crappy they are. And instrumental they were in all the copyright stuff.
Yeah, that was a thing. I think, didn't somebody say Napster was coming back or something like that?
Oh, good lord.
But now they're
look
going
at
to be,
that.
but they're going to be a streaming service now.
They could do that if they follow the Spotify model. But we've already got a Spotify. Unless Spotify is starting, well, I could be.
Well, Spotify is kind of shady sometimes, so.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they're just shady in general. So, just ask voice authors.
Just ask musicians.
Yeah.
Actually, that's more of a publisher problem. If they got. If the publishers weren't taking so much from the musicians, they wouldn't be feeling stuff like Spotify as much.
Mm-hmm.
If they got a fair wage for what they actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just looked. Napster is back now, but apparently, it used to be something called Rhapsody, but they bought out the Napster name, and now they're just using that.
Oh, okay. Funner. Napster in name only.
Yeah. I feel like I heard of that. It's like,
I seem to vaguely recall hearing something about that, but it's been long enough that I figured, you know, it's like, yeah, no, just words in the wind.
I think I've only known them as little four-wheelers. Pixel. I don't remember if I've heard a term for them other than four-wheelers.
We called them something back east, but you know, probably got a half a dozen different names. I'm not liking that, but it's good enough.
Yeah, but my town, for mudding, they preferred the Jeep 4x4s. They were easier to handle and they splashed everywhere. You know how kids like to play in mud.
Sure. Take your word for it.
Mm-hmm. It was a thing in that part of Texas.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was a thing here too.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
My papa turned, I think it was like a little Subaru, I think it was like a Justy or something like that from my uncle. He actually turned that into a mudder. He took the doors off of it, chopped the back off, put mud tires on it. It went for a little while.
Oh.
Ended up trading it for firewood, and somebody took it up in the woods and ran it until the motor blew up.
I wonder if there's a thing known as an oil change.
what's that?
Yeah, because usually when I hear about someone blowing up a motor, it's because they never done a oil change on it.
That actually reminds me, I've got to call and get the oil changed on my truck on Monday because the dealership overfilled it.
Ooh.
Yeah, not by like a little anyway. I called the owner because I'm friends with him, and I told him, I'm like, it's like 1.5 inches above the dipstick, or above the max line on the dipstick. If it was just a little, it's not a concern, but like it's enough that it concerns me. And he was just like, yeah, the shop floor is on a slope, and I've told them not to overfill and to test and make sure, but apparently they didn't. So instead of draining it, we'll just come up and give you an oil change on Monday.
That's a good exchange.
Yeah.
You just got yours the other day? Or other week? Yeah. That and topping off the water in the radiator.
I think it was before COVID. I went to get the oil change at the dealership, and what happened was that I get it. I started driving around, and all of a sudden, this white smoke starts coming out of the. And we're like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" Because like, I had pulled over that. I thought the car had exploded or something like that, and I was like, called the dealership, like, yeah, about that. Yeah, they really knew why I was calling. Yeah, we saw our cameras, and it looked like one person took care of your oil, and someone else did not look and did your oil too. So too many cooks in the kitchen, basically.
You've been doing your own and trying to learn a new skill. Oil change, not necessarily oil change, but adding oil and water isn't that difficult with most cars. That's what I loved about the, I had a 1987 Ford Escort before they started adding all the electronics that I absolutely loved.
The electronics were great cars.
Yeah, because I could do the brakes, I couldn't do transmission. But I did have to change out the brakes a couple of times on it. The discs were bad. Changed the heating coil, changed the starter. I mean, I could do almost everything on that car by myself. Changed the front brakes first time for the first time about 1.5 years ago. Nice.
Yeah, I used to be able to do stuff like that, but ever since my stroke, I've just not been able to, and I can't get down and do it anyway because I walk with a cane. But my little truck, I just got it a little while ago. It's an 01 Ranger, so it's right in that era where they hadn't put a lot of electronics in it yet.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that little thing. It's a little thing. It's got some get up and go to it. That's for sure. I haven't been able to drive it that much because I'm still just on a permit and I have to have somebody ride with me. But once I get the oil changed and get my full license, it'll get me where I need to go, and that's all you really need.
Well, the other thing about that Ford Escort was it got 36 miles to the gallon. I mean,
yeah.
The amount of gas it used was surprising, especially for the time.
Yeah, it's surprising with mine. It had to go back to the shop because the alternator, 2 days after I got the alternator, decided to go out, but the dealership replaced it for free, so I'm not complaining. But they took it around and drove it a good bit to make sure that there wasn't any issues with it. And I think they put like 50 miles on it, and it only went from 1/3 of a tank to like 1/4. So it only used like 2.5 gallons, maybe 3. So it got something like 25, 26 miles to the gallon, 24 years after being made. So that's really not bad.
No.
Oh, it's not. That's really good.
Well,
I didn't
get. I think the Escort that I had was an 81 or an 82, and I had it in 87. It would get 36 to 38 miles a gallon on the highway, and pretty close to that in the city. It was a good car. It was a really good car. Ugly as hell, but I didn't mind
all
that.
the best cars are.
Yep.
Quite honestly.
I like the way my little Ranger looks. The ones who traded it in, I actually have a friend who knows the guy who owned it before he traded it in, and it was actually carport kept, so the paint ain't peeled, the plastic dash ain't cracked, any of that. If it wasn't for the AC vents that have decided to give out, it really would look like it just rolled off the showroom floor. It's almost mint, except for like 2 rust patches. Well, except for there's one hole in the bed, but that was cut. It wasn't. It wasn't rust.
Your father had a pink Escort. He ended up giving it to your friend a year ahead of you going to college. Nice.
This is my first vehicle, actually. Before this, the only thing we had was my mom's Impala, but my uncle borrowed it after she died and blew the motor up, so I never got the chance to drive that one.
Wait, she died and blew the motor up?
No, she died and he borrowed it and blew the motor up.
Oh, okay.
Because that would take some serious
I was gonna
talent.
say, yeah.
Hot dog.
Yeah, that would have been. Well, knowing my mom, she could be rough on the occasional vehicle when she was younger.
I was gonna say, it reminds me of my mama.
My uncle was far worse though. He was the reason. My mom's very first car was an '84 Monte Carlo, and he was he was the reason she got it took. My grandparents took it back and got her a slower vehicle because she insisted, "Oh, I've never ever got that thing way too fast on the highway." And they're like, "Well, we put something on it that shows what the speedometer maxed out at, and it says 145."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, that wasn't me." And they're like, "Yes, it was. We're taking the car back. We're getting you something that won't go as fast." And then years later, after she's dead, I mentioned the story to my uncle. He's like, "Oh yeah, that was me. I took the keys and took it out to see how fast it could go."
Thanks, Uncle. Thanks a lot, Uncle.
Yeah, I think she got a. Oh Lord, I think it was a Cavalier.
You're going to bed.
That.
Made a lot of fuel, and so it'll definitely last a while. See you on the server tomorrow. Okay, Ski K. Have a good night.
That's okay.
I'm still trying to imagine a pink Escort. The Escort that I had wasn't a hatchback either. It was just a regular Escort.
Oopsies.
I've always liked the look of the Monte Carlos. Those were really nice
beautiful.
looking car.
Oh yeah, I've got pictures of it. It was beautiful. Jet black version, all blacked out.
Oh, nice, very nice.
We had one of those late 70s land yacht style Impalas.
Those were nice too.
Oof.
Yeah.
And until my dad hit a telephone pole and snapped the telephone pole in half with it.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, he also snapped the radiator with it, but totaled the car. But yeah, he's one of those cars. They were a tank. They were just an absolute tank.
Yep.
Yeah, he hit a telephone pole, snapped the pole in half, dropped the pole across the top of the roof. Oof. Walked away from it. Got out of the car and stumbled away from it. Police officer was like, "Damn."
We're borderline Model T replacements.
My papa actually ended up knocking over a light pole at our local library with a dump truck to the point that when they put it back up, I can still see the dents.
Oh yeah, that I have no doubt.
Yeah, he drove a 3/4-ton dump truck that got given to him by his brother-in-law, my great uncle. Yeah, he drove it 60 miles with no brakes. The only thing he did was he had my uncle drive his pickup in front of him, and every time that he needed to brake, he would honk and then just rear-end him. And that's how they stopped it. I swear, hand on a Bible, that's the truth, because I saw them as they were coming back, because it doesn't work as well uphill.
I believe you. We had a 1972 Toyota 1/4-ton sport utility, had no backup. So the only way we learned how to park on the lane grades and things like that, so that it just used the weight of the vehicle to back up. Yeah, you just learn how to do things because you only paid $25 for the car.
Mm-hmm.
Other than it didn't back up, it was a fabulous vehicle. We
Yeah,
used
when
it
you-
for years until we hit a grease spot, and it was either hit the telephone pole or hit the BMW. No brainer.
That Ford Escort we bought for $500. We sold it for 320. But like I said, it was a rock solid car.
They really were.
Ugly,
Yeah,
but
that dump.
compared to some of the newer cars, or even cars at the same time. But it was a rock solid car. I really liked it.
Yeah, that dump truck in particular was a bit of a hunk of junk. That's why my papo got it for free.
Mm-hmm.
But he drove it for a few years. It got took when our property got declared an illegal dump by the state.
Mm.
So they hauled everything off. They brought up, those big 10-ton dump trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Papa's land was 8 acres. He only used about 3 of it, but I think it took 15 or 20 loads to get everything he put on it off the property.
Mm-hmm.
So it honestly wasn't. It honestly was an illegal dump, if we're being completely honest. But my uncle reported it because he said, "I want to see this property getting cleaner, and Dad ain't gonna do it, so I'm gonna make him do it." And, I don't think he ever really forgave him for that, because my papa loved his junk. He was one of them "I know what I got" peoples.
Yeah. Rednecks with driving permits. Uh-huh. Well, that Escort was the first car that I had ever owned, and being able, especially at the time, we were dirt poor at the time, and being able to do all the work on the car myself was a huge help.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm still not exactly on the high end, but I'm on state disability now, and I'm better off than I ever was. But I grew up the same way, like holes in the floor, dirt poor.
Yeah, when we were in Mississippi, we were in a converted barn with a wood stove.
Oh yeah, wood stove. We had that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how my dad grew up as well. My daddy's from Tennessee, so
Yep.
he's from he said he was from Catskills or someplace.
And I
But anyway,
do not miss that farm.
yeah, dirt
Was-
poor.
250 acres.
Oh,
That's
Southern.
a
And it,
decent sized farm.
Yeah.
well, a lot of it was swampland. But we
Okay,
had
so
like
unworkable.
25 or 30 head of cattle. We had. That's why I was talking with Pixel about the bull, Tuck's bull. Because my dad had a bull like that. Ferdinand, I think was the name. The bull would come to my dad's call. Which was cute. He was a big puppy.
My great granddaddy raised squirrels that would do that. They named him Petey. I've still got some pictures of him.
In the 80s stick shift, we would put our hands under his. Yep. Well, that's one of the ways that I learned to drive a tractor as well, Pixel. Was
I
sitting
still
there
don't know
with
how
my
to drive
dad.
a stick.
You don't know how to drive a stick?
No, I never learned because my papa tried to teach me, and to put it bluntly, my papa was not a nice person, so it was a very traumatic experience. So I've
Oh.
just never learned since.
Aha.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
papa had the land but didn't have nothing else. He got it because his mother-in-law gave it to him, and he wasn't going to put anything expensive on the land because that'd mess with the beer money.
Uh-huh.
Well, beer, whiskey, vodka, whatever he could afford at the moment.
No, I chuckle because I owned a bar in the 80s. I was a bartender and a bar owner. So my dad had a place to drink in quiet solitude, except on the weekends. And a place he didn't have to take it home. So I kind of, can relate to that.
Yeah, my papa drank, well, he mostly drank cheap beer because that's all he could afford. He was on SSI.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I still can't look at a Milwaukee's best can again because I get shivers looking at the logo. But I think he would drink. Lord, I think he would drink at his height about 40 a day.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. My uncle got away with it because he owned a liquor store. Ended up in the hospital for liver failure 3 times and eventually died from liver failure. Never admitted he had a problem with alcohol.
Oh, my papa admitted he had a problem with it, but
Didn't care.
yeah, that's the thing.
Mine didn't care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
To be completely blunt about it, he was enough of an abusive piece of garbage that depending on what he drank, we either ran away or we were happy because he was passed out. Now, that being said, if he drank the hard stuff like the whiskey or the vodka, we left the house because that's when he would legit try to kill you.
Yeah.
But he ended up in the hospital for alcohol poisoning, and I think they said he was something like close to like 0.500.
Yep.
Oof.
They had to put activated charcoal down his throat.
That's pretty intense, I understand.
Oh, you drove a 18-wheeler as well, Caveman? Nice.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
There aren't many cars that... It's insane to hear. Well, after you've been drinking for many years, you build a tolerance to it, and your body kind of adjusts to it.
Yeah, my papa was a binge drinker too, so when he got on a binge, he could drink the beer like water.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad was very high functioning. Worked in a brewery. He was he was a journeyman electrician. He was an 0106. Worked for one of the biggest companies in the country. Big contractor. He was very high functioning. But
hold on to your socks. I'm starting a Cabin of Screams infestation.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
All right.
Get to a safe spot.
I'm in a safe spot.
I only played one game.
Okay, I'm safe now.
Reset that puppy.
Okay. Resetting now.
All right. Watching my frame rates.
Hopefully with just the 3 of us on here, it's not going to be that bad.
It's not too bad. It's holding out at about 55, 58. Which actually says something considering the grief we went through to get that 60.
Yep. It's not loaded yet.
Oh, okay. It's usually even when you just start, it gets gnarly.
Forgot to say earlier, I think part of the reason why my papa could put so much away is because Milwaukee's is like 7% ABV, so it's mostly water. Like that cheap stuff. That and, oh god, what was it? Natural lights. Oh, yeah.
Oh god, those were awful.
Yeah. We had Mickey out here, which is comparable.
Yeah, the only ones that I could do were the Budweiser flavored beer. So Corona and such. Coors would actually make me sick to my stomach. Just from the flavor.
Yeah. As my papa put it, I don't drink it for the taste, I drink it for the effect.
Yep.
There it is.
And also, I imagine about 100 in, you're not going to notice the taste anyway.
About a decade and a half. The main reason you're such a shining example of healthy living now. Aha. You only got tipsy at 21 by needing to have your stomach pumped. Yep.
Yeah, there is something to be said being walked around the block with alcoholic toxemia to give you a really early wake-up call.
Well, I stayed away from hard drugs as a kid, or as a teenager, because my best friend got addicted to different types of drugs.
Yeah.
But alcohol was free game.
Alcohol's free game, especially when it's in the house, it's readily available. You don't have to go and pour it anywhere.
Yeah, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that because I grew up with all that, and Yeah, after you grow up under an abusive alcoholic, I can't stand the smell of it. I've told friends, I'm like, you want to drink, that's fine, but if you're ever around me, just don't, for my sake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't anymore. No. Like I said, had a bad experience, almost died. I'm good to go without it. Thanks.
I
Plus, it's a
actually
good thing I did.
quit drinking before I really got hardcore.
Yeah, same.
I also found out that my mom and dad were probably alcoholics as well, with the way they drank is before they had us. They stopped drinking until we moved out. Also found out they had been in several wrecks and totaled a couple of cars before they had us. So,
Yeah.
I came by it naturally, I think.
Predispositions are a thing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not on smoking or drinking or anything, but I'm overweight. I'm addicted to food. I'll admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a better thing to be addicted to be honest, but
It's
I
still
mean-
an addiction nonetheless.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but overeating or eating too much is much harder to give up, I think.
Oh yeah, because at the end of the day, you can say, "Oh, I'll never smoke again," I'll never drink again, but you've got to eat.
Exactly.
You gotta eat. Yep.
Your hardest drug was alcohol. Had to drink absinthe or high potency to even get slightly buzzed. Yep. I stuck to just plain vodka for my drinking. I drank beer, but I never really liked beer. The only one that I could tolerate were the Coors, not Coors, but Budweiser flavored type of beer. If you do drink it, cider. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's got a pretty low alcohol content for the hard cider, isn't it? A little bit less than beer, if I remember right. I also had a friend that was a brewer. Or knew someone that was a brewer. Yeah, isn't most beer like 6 to 12%?
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think that Milwaukee's the pep I drank was something like 7 to 8-ish.
Yeah.
So I guess that.
I would shoot for that because like Rainier was 7, Mickey was like 7.5. I'm surprised I actually still remember that. crap.
I know. The useless trivia that we remember.
I know.
Because
Well, I remember that.
I drank, or tried to drink at least a couple of the wine coolers only because it had 12% alcohol. Or at least the ones I found had 12% alcohol, which was better than beer.
Yeah, I can still remember the. Well, it's not the exact same now because I don't live anywhere near. But for the longest time, me and my mother had it memorized what times the liquor stores were clearing out old stock so Papo could get cheaper beer.
Oh.
Because we had to go buy. Because we had to go buy it because he had like 9 DUIs, and if he got on the road drunk, he was gonna kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 9 DUIs he got caught for. I'm sure he drove drunk more often than that.
He'll remain happy in the knowledge that beer won't survive the apocalypse. Aha.
Are you kidding? Beer's probably the only thing that will survive the apocalypse.
Yeah, I think
To my chagrin.
Yeah.
Now I think that's gonna be moonshine.
Truth. Okay, I'll give you that one. That is some serious. We had a guy come in the bar one night, brought in the proverbial, growler, clear glass growler, and a naps and a burlap bag, and trade us a couple of schooners for bag and the bottle. And so, what's in the bag and what's in the bottle? And he says, well, the bag's got oysters from Hood Canal. We just harvested this this afternoon, so they're fresh today. And the bottles got and I'm like leaning real close and I'm like, okay, you don't want to say this, but can you and he told me what it was. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll give you a couple of pictures for that. And he showed us how to crack oysters, and we had a small growler of some serious potent moonshine and some very, very tasty oysters that night. And all it cost me was like 4 pitchers of tap.
That was one thing my papa never really drank much was shine, but I remember when he threw his back out when we were younger, and he went, they prescribed him meds and everything, and OxyContin wouldn't even touch it. So he went over to one of our neighbors who we knew, had him a little what they called around here a piss pot up in the woods.
Oh yeah.
And he got a little cup out, like a little 1 cup measuring cup, and said, "Red, you drink this, and then you go straight home. I know it ain't but like 1,000 feet, but you go straight home, because when it hits you, it's gonna hit you."
It did.
Yeah, our neighbor, who was more of a granddad to me than my papa actually was, somehow found papa perpendicular in the driveway. So the driveway's going straight up, found him perpendicular in the driveway, driving into a tree stump back and forth, convinced that that was the road.
Oh dear.
To
Didn't
this
quite
day,
make it.
yeah, to this day, we don't know how he did it, because the neighbor literally had to take a chain and attach it to the truck and drag it back in line with the driveway to even get it out. They don't know how he got it in there, and when he sobered up, he didn't even remember how he got it in there.
Mm-hmm. Persistence.
Drunk ingenuity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
persistence. If you can do anything if you work really hard at it.
Yeah.
And it sounds
Clearly.
like he really worked hard at it.
Or if you're just really, really drunk. I know the last words of many folks around here have probably been, "Hey, y'all, watch this."
Yeah, but you can't do this.
Yep, there's beer in 7 Days to Die.
Mm-hmm. It's not the best. It's the pale beer. Ew.
Exactly.
And it's not even a
caveman.
pale ale.
I know, it's like that.
Rude.
Yeah, on the subject of drunk ingenuity, one of our neighbors took part of his thumb off with a revolver because he decided to clean it loaded while he was drinking. Had the bright idea while he was pulling the hammer back to put his thumb over the barrel.
Yeah, but
no.
IPCM, you're saying that the big name beer would go extinct is a bad thing.
How am I gonna do this? Well, boy, howdy.
Very, very carefully.
Very carefully indeed. I'm sort of in a conundrum. Sort of.
Still not enough. I need sticks, and I don't have any close by. I may have to import.
I hear I'm running out of building blocks. I may have to come
Well,
back
we
and
can
make
just
some.
make the Oh, there's a tree next to you.
Hardwood.
Oh, sorry, in the snow biome. Everything's
Yeah.
hardwood in there.
Yeah.
Oh. Where are you? Can we come bring you some blocks?
Let me see if I can get enough bushes first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that should take care of that. Now, how do I want to open this up into the real world?
What time is it? 7:30?
Mm-hmm.
I need to get food soon. I didn't eat that much of that chicken.
Don't mention that chicken.
Yeah.
I think it's like 10:30 where I'm at, but I don't sleep anyway.
Yeah, 7:30 here.
Yeah, I forget sometimes you're on the other side of the country.
Mm-hmm. You sound more central.
Well, I'm Southern Kentucky, so.
I was gonna say no.
Okay.
Very Kentucky.
No, I was going by accent.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So was I.
Yeah, because that's almost a Texas drawl that you have.
Yeah.
It's close. It's
Mhm.
close, but something's not quite
No,
Texan
the
enough.
vowels are
Yep.
just shifted just enough.
Yeah. Saying, oh, he's
Yeah.
Yep, I'm Southern Kentuckian.
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised,
I'm Texan.
unfortunately.
Slightly east of Texas, somewhere. Yep.
Friend of mine's boyfriend's from Paris. So,
Paris, Kentucky, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Okay, because if it was just like we're sitting here talking about Kentucky and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, my boyfriend's from France.
No.
no Texas. No, Paris, Texas.
Lord, there's
That's
a Paris,
true,
Kentucky
there is.
too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's like
Paris,
the
Kentucky.
like the Lebanese emu farmer that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
He raised emus, and he was from Palestinian emu farmer that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
He was from Palestine, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Not to be confused with a guy from Warsaw, Idaho.
No.
Well, we've got a verse, and honestly, it's the weirdest thing. Everyone around here calls it Versailles, but it's spelled the exact same as Versailles in France.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's painful.
Yeah, we've got some weird town names around here. Nearby me, there's Krypton.
Okay, now I know where you are.
Yeah, yeah. My neighbors.
You
really
know I
like-
won't ask because
I know.
because you're on an open chat. And that's
I know.
that's etiquette, and I won't ask. But now I have an idea where you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My neighbor's a guy named Clark.
Imagine that.
Oh gosh.
But
That's-
Krypton's a little wild from me. We've got some really weird town names in Kentucky.
really
It's
do.
absurd.
Well, the Palestinian emu farmer. So imagine a shortish guy, almost a football beard, build, thick mustache, wearing a cowboy hat, riding a mule at night, looking for eggs. Because you couldn't look for them during the day because the emus were extremely aggressive around their eggs.
I could get there.
Yeah. I just thought it was just a almost funny image. It was very Texas. I don't know what happened to him because I don't know what happened to him because last I heard he became a game hunter and was trying to buy these different animals so that he could chain them up for hunters, and I lost touch with him after that
Well, that's understandable.
because game hunting could be illegal.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, trophy hunting's not something I'm a fan of either, and that's coming from somebody who really likes venison.
Yeah.
Although my papa used to take monthly hunts. Yeah, that was the economy back then. One man on a coal miner's salary could take hunting vacations. Couldn't do that now.
Nope.
And he had a really weird story. He was in Wyoming, I believe it was. I think they were hunting mule deer, and said some city slicker came in, brand new rifle, new truck, new guns, all that, and was like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get me a deer. And they're like, yeah, buddy, all right, we'll see you later. And then they went out hunting, nobody got anything, and then this city slicker pulls up in his brand new truck. This is like the 80s. I got one. Do what now? You got one and we didn't? Yeah, I did. It just stood right there. It wouldn't move for nothing. Well, what'd you do with it? Well, I skinned it and I put it in the back of the truck. So one of my papa's buddies went over, took a look at it, and just started cussing that guy up one side and down the other. So my papa said, "What's in the truck?" And he told me, he said for once he was sober at this point. He said it was. He said swore it was true. He went over there and looked. Was a damn Great Dane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not need to know that, dear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry about
that's
that.
actually that. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's skirting the edge of what we really need to
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
discuss on chat. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
to put it
definitely, I
in,
won't do that no more.
put it in a little bit lighter mood.
Yeah.
My
Changing the
my
subject.
yeah my well no not
Thank you.
changing the subject, just lightening it. My uncle was telling a hunting story about chasing a deer down. Kept running after him, running after him, running after him. Finally got close enough to hook his finger and catch the deer.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother actually thought he was telling the truth about it. Because how else are you going to chase a deer and hook your finger
All
and
fail.
catch it? Yeah.
That's no one can run faster than a deer.
Just ask us how we know as we chase them all across the hither and thither yon.
True.
Like we can outpace them. Like we have more stamina. We can just keep on following them. But like,
Mhm.
Are one of 3 animals on Earth to win in the war versus humans. Sum up. Something to be feared in the danger senses. Yes.
One of the
Emus can
ones
be
that-
very dangerous.
That's what I was saying. Emus are like dinosaurs.
well, remember the emu
Turn on you
wars.
and- yeah,
The emu wars of
Mhm.
Australia.
that's why they're still here. Exactly. Oh, they are damn tasty.
Yeah.
I've had an emu meat stick one time and it was all right.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
the thing that I like to think about is emu farming. The bottom fell out, so a lot of the farmers that had all these emus have released them in the wild in Texas.
Oh no.
Lord. Yeah, that
That
was
rem-
not the ideal option, but it's like taking a rabbit to Australia. Bad call.
So
Bad call.
Yep. So I keep thinking about wild packs of emus in Texas, or
That
whatever
reminds me of that.
whatever the group of emus is. I don't remember.
Mhm.
One of our trivia
Oh.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of that story about Pablo Escobar's hippos. Have y'all ever heard that?
Mm.
I don't know.
Well, Pablo Escobar had a bunch of pet hippos at one of his compounds in Colombia. Once he got killed, they just left them and they just kept breeding.
Yep.
And then eventually the fences came down. So now Colombia has a hippo problem.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of what happened in Australia with the bunnies. Is somebody took a domesticated bunny as a quote unquote pet, and it got loose, and now Australia it is actually sanctioned to hunt bunnies because they have a bunny problem, apparently.
Yeah.
This is what I've heard, and yeah, because well, bunnies breed like bunnies.
Yeah.
Didn't they do the same thing with dingoes? I remember Steve Irwin doing a thing about the dingo fence. in
They go
Australia.
through
No,
phases
there was
when
there's a rabbit fence that they use. I don't know about
Yeah.
dingoes.
well, no, with dingoes and sometimes with roos, I understand that's cyclic though.
Mm-hmm.
When the populations get too large, but generally speaking, no, they do not. They don't.
Yeah,
hunt.
because they've got the rabbit-proof fences in Australia. There was even a movie called
yeah, that's a
Rabbit-Proof
yeah.
Fence.
That's a thing now, but
Mhm.
for a while it wasn't. And to
Just thinking
develop
about
that,
You use helicopters for the pigs. Maybe you can use maybe with emus they'll let you use a F-15.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of that 30 to 50 feral hogs viral thing from a while back. Do y'all remember that?
No.
Mm-mm.
Somebody was talking about AR-15s. They're like, what? And someone was like, what purpose do you need to have one as a civilian? They were like, well, what else will I use to defend my family from 30 to 50 feral hogs? And they're like, where do you live?
I could actually see that in
Texas?
certain parts of Texas.
Well,
Yeah.
I've never left the state except to go to Washington D.C. once, so I've never actually I've never seen wild hogs. I mean, I guess they're around here, but I live in the city.
They are huge.
Well-
Mississippi, it was wild packs of dogs. There were several circumstances where we had to deal with wild packs of dogs. And those can get pretty bad.
Well, there's a story that of some hunter taking out a 700-pound boar in Texas right after I left. I'm like, what? And it was like in a town. Yeah, 700 pounds, 700. Just, it's filled up the whole flatbed of a.
Yeah, that's a big baby.
Yes, and the dude who caught it was also. He looked like about 6'5", so. It's like, this is why you'll go out, walk around in Texas, because, wild boars.
Wild boars aren't too bad. It's mainly like Caveman said, is when you surprise them or if you run across a mother with young.
Well, you run across a mother with young of anything, and it's going to be a really bad day.
Yeah. Well, one
that's
thing
true.
people don't realize is just how dangerous wild deer can be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My papa had a friend of his. He was hunting again, and they thought they got the deer, and it was a buck, and it turned around and got him in the leg, and they almost bled out because
Oh,
those
good
things are
Lord.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a rack like those,
I know. Yeah.
no joke.
That's why I just never bothered to hunt. I was just like, I think their heads look better on them, and I never really got into it, honestly.
We had to learn to hunt because at times that was the only food we would have.
Yeah, hunting for food is acceptable. Hunting for sport is not.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
don't
do
even-
love this.
Even with guns, I don't support just everyone owning a gun.
Yeah,
Guns have a purpose. They are for hunting. There's no reason to have a gun in a city.
exactly. I do really like this. I say new. It is not new. It has been around for many decades now.
Mhm.
But hunting for sport where your scope is actually a camera
Mhm.
and the only shooting you do is digital or Polaroid.
Now
Mhm.
that sounds thrilling.
Oh, actually, that does sound.
And yeah, it's been around since the late 70s, early 80s now, I think, prevalently. And you can go to all over the world now, and they take you out on the big game hunts, give you a very suitable long arm. It looks like the real deal, except when you're sighting down the scope, all you're doing when you pull the trigger is taking a photo. And it gives you the feel, the rush, the excitement, but you're not harming the animal. And that is a fabulous, fabulous way to go on safari.
Although at the
Now,
same
I'm
time,
all
you
for
could just use
that.
a camera.
Mhm.
Although you could just use a DSLR, I guess.
That's what's in the scope.
Oh yeah, I know, but I mean the thrill of having to hold it
Yeah.
up and to shoot and all that.
Exactly. But as far as just if you're just going for photography, you can do that too. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, good point.
But those who want the thrill of the hunt without hunting, without the kill.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So,
My family hunted a little, but mostly my papa just had friends that brought him deer whenever they got one.
That's it.
Most of the guns that we collected were just older stuff, revolvers, lever actions, that sort of thing. I still love a good revolver.
Now, the only gun we had is my mom carried a little old Colt, little vintage Colt in her pocket because she was a musician. So getting out of bars at 2 o'clock in the morning, picking up, putting gear away and things like that. She had a means of, she never fired it. In the 20 years she carried it around, she never had to fire it. But it was just a means of protection. It was a means of, people knew she carried it. She let people know she had it. And that was the reason it was there. Other than that,
I hope she cleaned it fairly regularly then.
oh heavens, yes.
Okay.
My granny
Because-
carried a 44 special in her purse.
Yeah, but unless you keep a gun clean, It's
Doesn't
not going to
do
be there
anybody any
when
good if
yeah,
you
it
don't.
doesn't do anybody any good. Matter of fact,
Yeah, the
they
worst-
could end up hurting you.
Yeah, I can't imagine pulling a gun out and like a situation where you might actually have to use one. Then just be like, all right, you've had it. Click.
Yep.
Click. Or click and back
Boom.
boom.
Yep.
Yeah, worse
No,
yet, clicking your hand gone.
Yeah, she
Uh-huh.
did. She got it, I think, 72. She had it regularly serviced.
Oh.
Put it away in 94,
Mm-hmm.
and it stayed there until she passed, and then it was passed on to an adopted brother who then took it in to have it serviced because it was actually manufactured in 1925, in the earlies.
Well, guns,
Well, that's
even if one's kept in a safe, you do still have to maintain that gun.
I
Which-
understand that.
Well, no, I was thinking of other people.
telling
you,
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 sorry, yeah.
you know what you're doing, or have a
No,
good
I don't,
idea,
which is
or
why
have an
I don't-
idea of what you're doing.
Exactly.
Uh,
But yes, maintenance is the name of the game.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And knowing how to handle one. This is what I will add to chat. This is why I do not handle a gun. It's because I don't know how. And until you know how, go to a range, have someone teach you. And until you know how to handle a gun correctly, the only person you endanger is yourself.
Exactly.
And everyone else around you.
Yep.
And then everyone around you.
There goes what?
Airdrop.
And airdrop?
Sounds like it.
That it.
Maybe it's just my ear. I'm underground, so maybe it's just a distortion of the sound.
Exactly, Bunner. Exactly.
No. My
Okay,
soapbox aside.
And on to other subjects.
Exactly. My soapbox aside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what was I? I'm trying to build a ceiling in here because if I don't, I know I'm gonna have something go bonk on my head.
Mm-hmm.
It always goes bonk on my head because you know me.
I was just looking at the bike on stream. Did they base it off those rotary engine motorcycles like the one they used in the Furiosa movie?
Maybe.
Possible.
Yeah,
I
that
never
looks
thought
just like the one that Dementus uses as the main bike on his bike chariot.
I never thought about it.
I just noticed the engine and I saw that because it's a cut-off version of an aircraft engine.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, I'm going to need to call it a night soon because I do need to get food.
Yeah.
Real food.
My snack.
Yeah,
is
real
enough.
food.
See you later.
Okay.
Then. I hope you get some delicious fruities. I think I'm gonna have some more sherbet.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got outshines in the freezer.
I was just looking. It actually is I found a picture. It actually is the same bike, a JRL Cycles radial engine motorcycle.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like an apocalyptic version of that motorcycle. It's got something called a Rotec R2800 Aero engine. Looks amazing, and it's wild to think that you could make a 7 days bike in real life.
Mm.
Oh, they're apparently incredibly expensive, and there's only 6 of them.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah, which is why they're so common in 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, it's wild to think about. It's the second vehicle you can make, but yet in real life there's like less than 2 handfuls of them.
Yep.
Well, thanks for letting me out in chat. Sorry I overspoke a little bit earlier.
All about learning. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still learning the interpersonals. I've got the autism, so sometimes I tend to overshare.
Yeah, we never overshare around here.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, but yeah, I was saying the one last thing before I turn into, I've got some tacos waiting on me.
Oh.
Ooh, tacos sound good.
I was thinking carnitas plate.
that sounds good.
Mhm.
But I was looking up other funny town names where I mentioned Krypton,
Mhm.
and the one that they rated the funniest is one I've actually heard of. It's quite a ways away from me though, so I'm not doxing myself. Big Beaver Lick.
Uh-huh.
We have one here called Hump Tulip.
Hump
Why?
Tulip.
I kid you not, Hump Tulip.
Why?
Well, there is one here that says that the name of the town is Taiwapiti.
There you go.
Mhm.
That's probably because it's an indigenous name of one of your local nations.
Mhm.
Yeah, that might be what it is. They've actually got some really interesting cave carvings. A ways away from
Definitely
me.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, in the Red River Gorge. The thing about it is they've been studying them for years. They're under, like, the location's under lock and key. They've got, like,
Mhm.
etchings of them on paper, but they won't let anybody know where they actually are because fools will go down there and chip them up.
Uh-huh.
But they can't match them to any known Native American civilization.
They may have
The
been
only
gone
thing-
by then.
Yeah, the only thing they can match up, oddly, is that there are some symbols that are the exact same as symbols from the Hopi in, like, Arizona. Don't make a whole ton of sense.
Well, actually, there was at certain times though there was a lot of migration. It doesn't. It's not. It wouldn't be unheard of that there might be Hopi out here, but down there.
The weirdest one you know of is Hop and Holler, Texas.
Okay, I've not heard of that one.
Mhm.
That's a new one to me.
It went for
New
me
to me, too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me let stream go, and I will.
All right.
Get
Have a
back.
night, chat.
Hi, chat.
Night, everybody.
IPCM, Hunter, Caveman, Monard, if you're there. I think that's everyone. Hope everyone has a good night. Yep, there you are, Monard. And I did see you yesterday. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.